Welcome back to another quick kick review. This is Save Your Souls, and these are the Uncaged Adidas Ultra Boosts. So first, let's start with a few views of the shoe. So from the lateral side, this is how the shoe looks like from the front, and here they are a little bit from the top. From the other side, and from the back. Here's a view of the medial side. And note that the upper is stretchy. It's made of Primeknit, so it's form-fitting. So when you're seeing it from the side like this, it's not necessarily going to look like that on foot. Just because when you have your foot in, it is going to straighten out a little bit, and it's going to take the form of your foot a little bit. So I am showing you the side view, but it doesn't necessarily look like that when you are wearing it. So now let's go straight to the details. Starting with the bottoms, you got Continental rubber lining the bottom of the shoe. Continental, as it's written here, matches Continental on the tires, and the reason behind that is because it's the same rubber compound. So what you get on the tires, you get on the bottom of the Adidas Ultra Boost, and pretty much almost all of Adidas's athletic shoes. I'm not sure when they started doing this, but they are implementing Continental rubber in a lot of their athletic shoes. Now, what that's going to give you is a decent amount of traction because the material is very tacky. I mean, if it's good enough to stop tires from skidding in slippery concrete or slippery roads, then it's going to stop you from slipping when you're running. It's also a little bit more durable than normal rubber, so you're getting durability plus good traction. Now, you're going to see on the design that the pattern that they used on the bottoms here looks like stumps all across the surface of the bottom of the shoe, and those stumps are the only parts that are supposed to get in contact with the ground. So that's actually your traction pattern. You can see that there are holes across the outsole, and that's there to reduce weight. So the less rubber materials they're using on the bottom of the shoe, of course, the lighter the shoe is going to get. One thing that I have to mention about Boost, or the Boost cushioning system, it is very soft, and with soft midsoles, when you use them, there's always that risk that you bend your foot in a way that you're not supposed to, especially in the midfoot area. And to counter that, Adidas put in a torsion system, TPU sort of plastic here on the midfoot to prevent you from doing exactly that. It is a very minimalistic shoe, and you'll see that a little bit later, but as you can see on the bottom, it doesn't really get simpler than that. Trust me, it does look like it's not going to last a long time, but these are pretty much well built. I mean, you're going to get as much wear as you can from them as you would expect a normal running shoe. Going up to the midsole, you can see as I kind of pan around here that you've got a texture here on the midsole that reminds me of styrofoam. And that's basically Boost foam. What Boost foam is and why it has that sort of texture is it's pellets that is injected with air, and then those pellets are put in a mold, in a last or a mold of some sort, and then they heat it up so they combine together. And what that makes up for is a very soft material and a very responsive material. And what Adidas claims is it's so responsive that it's going to give you back some of the energy that you expel. Because of course, when you step on your shoe, you're putting energy into the ground, and with Boost technology, it gives you some of that energy back. I'm not a physicist, so I can't really calculate how much energy you get back from these, but per Adidas, you're getting more than you would any regular foam. So you got that Boost material wrapping around the whole midsole area, and you got a TPU section over here in the medial side, and that's really just meant to give you a little bit more support, so at least you don't roll over in an awkward angle. Going up to the upper, you've got Primeknit, and Primeknit is probably my favorite part of the whole shoe. It's just a woven or knitted material that's on the upper that's really going to give you a one-to-one fit just because it's really stretchable. So you can see it stretches. It is very form-fitting. So keep that in mind if you're trying these on, or if you're looking to buy a pair. I would strongly suggest that you go to a store and wear them, but be mindful that because it is a stretchy material, you can go half a size up or half a size down and still get it to fit. It's really more of your personal preference for fit kind of thing. So I strongly suggest that you fit these in store. As far as the knitted material is concerned, it's got this several gray shades in the woven pattern, and across the whole upper, you are going to see some plastic overlays. Very visible is here. So if you see this section where the woven material gets a little bit darker, this is a layer of plastic that's kind of heat pressed into the material. You get more of the same over here on the medial side. So more of that plastic. And what you can't see, but you can definitely feel if you get a pair, is more of that plastic inside. So over here, where my fingers are, inside the shoe, you get another layer of plastic. And what that does is basically it helps you get more fit, or a snugger fit, when you tighten your shoelaces. So since your shoelaces are kind of going into the material over here, into the woven material, to make sure that when you tighten these shoelaces and you pull on these shoelaces, to make sure that the whole mid-foot area kind of squeezes in as you tighten them, they put in a plastic overlay inside it. Now, there is a earlier version of these shoes, and that featured a TPU cage, a visible physical TPU cage here where my hand is, and that's going to function, that would have functioned the same way the plastic overlay I described would have. You also get a plastic overlay, or at least 3 of those plastic overlays, heat pressed here on the toe area, and that's basically just your 3 stripes. It's more of a design thing, doesn't really serve a function. You can see that there's a strange pattern here on the woven area for the toe box area, and that's actually a different kind of weaving that they did so that you get more perforations and more holes for breathability. Having said that, the material is knitted, so you're already getting a lot of breathability, like sock-like breathability. This touch just gives you even more of that. So don't expect to have sweaty, wet socks if you run in these, because you're probably going to come out very dry after using these for running, if you are going to use them for running. The only other thing that you're going to see on the upper would be a TPU heel counter. It is a very minimalistic shoe, like I said, but it's got these really peculiar design things that's been implemented on the shoe that you wouldn't really notice unless you really take a shoe and look at it, really stare at it. Like, these are things that people won't notice if you wear them and you walk around in them. But here on the TPU heel counter, you're going to get Ultra and Boost. Ultra is done in silver lettering and Boost is in gold. You should know by now that what a TPU heel counter usually does is really just cup your heel, so you're going with the shoe. So pretty much locks you into the shoe, so you're not slipping and sliding inside of the shoe. What's interesting in the Ultra Boost design is they've got that TPU heel counter split in the middle. And again, that's really more for weight reduction than anything else, but it's still able to serve its function because it is a sock-like fit. It's a one-to-one fit when you wear these. They're snug. They're not going to go anywhere. So the TPU heel counter is a good measure for lockdown, but it's not that important to have a big counter there to hold you down. Other than that, you get some padding and lining inside the shoe to give you even more comfort. You've got an orange sock liner and insole, and it reads Ultra Boost. And the only other thing that I haven't mentioned yet that you get would be shoelaces that follow the same pattern as the woven upper, and golden aglets that come with the same shoelaces. The only thing in this whole design really that I'm not a big fan of is the collar. So this piece is where you put your foot in. It looks like a reverse jogger to me, and it's not something that's very attractive from my point of view, because it looks like you're wearing a sock, a pair of black socks when you're wearing the shoes. And I really like wearing no-shows, for example, so that's not going to give you the same effect. If you wear no-show socks inside these, or you don't wear socks at all, it's always going to make it seem like you're wearing socks because of these. Now, as far as the fit is concerned, I've mentioned this several times already, it is a one-to-one fit, but I would suggest that you wear these in store before you buy a pair. Because, for example, I'm a true size 10. These are 10.5s, and I'd prefer this because if you wear a 10 and you wear a 10.5 and you try on a 10.5s for these Uncaged Ultra Boosts, it gives you less lumps as it would if you get a snug fit, because if you get a snug fit, it's taking the shape through your foot, and I don't really like the way it looks like aesthetically when you do that. Now, going up half a size will give you some room on the toe box, but because of how the rest of the shoe kind of fits and conforms to your foot, you're really not running a risk of getting an injury because of that extra room on the toe. So that pretty much takes care of the quick kick review for the Ultra Boost, the Uncaged Ultra Boosts. Tell us what you think. Do you think they're nice? Do you like the direction Adidas is going with their runners and basically their technology in general with the Boost and the Primeknit? And feel free to put in a comment in the comment box below. Please continue to support us. Like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.